event to have this insightful discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rashida, and distinguished speakers for that beautiful session. I really learned a lot. I'm very sure my girls at home and the parents also were able to pick one or two things from them. So now, as you said earlier, we're moving to the second section. Seems the world needs more of us. That the world needs more of the girl child in the ICT world. What more can we do to help people? So for this segment, I'll be having Ms. Fatimah Salami and Noha Al Baky. Okay, thank you very much for joining me again. So to start with, I would want to engage both of you on the same question. Since we are talking about how the world needs us, what more can we offer and what more can we do? So I would like you to share and give an insight of the little about what you do and what you enjoy about your section, how it has affected your space and the economy, like to inspire the girls that we are out there doing so many things. Seeing Miss Fatima is the top lady in First Bank. So I'd like you to start the section for us, ma'am.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but your audio is quite low.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. How about now? How about now? Hello? Hello?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, thank you very much for confirming that. Okay, so how do we impact our girls? How do we make them look up to us in the field of ICT? Like one of the issues mentioned earlier on, that where our girls in the ICT world, that why are our girls not showing up as we go up the ladder in IT? A lot of them are affected by peer pressure. A lot of them don't see people they look up to, like earlier mentioned. A lot of them lack support from family and friends. So as such, they got discouraged. And like earlier mentioned, a lot of them have misconceptions about what a career in IT really means, which is why a couple of them do not proceed to shine out in the IT world. On a daily basis, I derive joy in saying that I contribute to the reduction of stress on people. And how do I do that? I'm happy to say that when people do, I'm happy to look through processes that people engage on daily basis, and I'm able to pick out areas that IT can contribute to the improvement of the daily TAT, or IT can contribute to the improvement of the processes. For example, like a service desk, people log issues, and then these issues are reviewed by humans and then resolved. How do I come in, or how do IT make that better? By producing a chatbot for the organization, whereby instead of people calling in, sending emails to get their issues resolved, they just log on using their mobile devices by either using voice or text to engage the chatbots to log their issues. And then that take the issue and look into the database and see frequently produced resolutions to such issues. And then they're able to recommend to the users on how to go about the resolution of that issue. That takes off stress of a lot of people in the IT department. Coming to the area of robotics, in a car manufacturing company where you have 10, 20, 30 people sitting down doing a routine job, by the introduction of a robot who can actually do the job of about 10 or 20 people, you see that the turnaround time for chunking out more cars in that organization will improve, thereby improving their bottom line. They're able to save costs and then improve upon the growth of the company. Thank you.
Mistura, you're muted.
Thank you.
I said it's so amazing knowing you do a lot of these things, being at the back end, having to work with a lot of things, and what we are the user interface just see is the beautiful outcome of all these things. So thank you very much, and I'm sure even with the way you were explaining these things, it's so evident that you really enjoy your job and you love what you do. So moving to Noha Al Baky, shy away mathematics, shy away from ICT. So I want you to inspire girls. Like, I know there's a method, but not everyone has been able to pick out what. So what do you think your own perspective is an hindrance is making girls shy away from STEM courses and ICT in general?
Sorry, Mistura, your the voice was breaking. Would you please repeat the question?
Hello?
Yes. I can hear you well now.
Okay. Okay, why I said so many girls shy away from STEM courses, the ICT world, and we know there are so many factors involved. You think a major hindrance, or what makes girls actually shy away from this?
I believe it relies on the perception that the culture and some parents tell to their children that, for example, math is not for girls, science is not for girls, that the STEM fields are just for boys. But here we are living the reality of having imbalance in these fields. We can all feel the imbalance in such a crisis time like the pandemic era we're living now. We need more girls and women to get involved in the ICT fields, to advocate for the women needs. What do they need from technology? Which services can be offered to help resolve the girls and women issues globally or in their own communities? So yeah, we need to clear this perception, like STEM fields are for everyone, boys and girls, not only boys. Girls are smart and can do very good at math and science and other subjects. So I believe that parents should support their children, boys and girls, to pursue whichever passion or career they want. And we have many free and online resources now to support children to learn more about STEM. We have coding camps, MOOCs, everything can be accessed online. The community itself needs to shape this perception, and we need to offer more opportunities to girls. There are many scholarships out there to women in specific, and many scholarships out there offered to Africans. So I guess girls need to get out of their comfort zone. The world is waiting for them, so they need to chase opportunities. I know that getting out of the comfort zone is not that easy, but really, we need more girls in shaping the technologies. We need more girls in even designing the technology itself. We need to close this divide. So girls, please don't be shy and start to chase these opportunities.
Thank you very much. I'm sure the girls could hear what you said. Said you should not shy away from the ICT field. There are so many scholarships, and she said even for girls in specific and Africa. So I'm sharing the sound of scholarship, and we know what scholarship entails. It means you going to school at either discounted rates with opportunities and access to so many things. So Mrs. Fatima, I would like you, someone asked the question here and said, how do we know, like, how can we check when girls, like, how can we introduce girls to ICT, and when do you think we can introduce them to ICT to check if they're interested? Because I know so many people have had this issue of going to study a particular course in school, then after a while they discover, no, it's not for me, and they've actually spent a whole long time during that course, then afterwards they have to then go back. I know, yes, no knowledge is a waste, but we know with time we need to plan ahead for these things.
Okay, thank you. In taking that, I would love to talk about even choosing a career. Career is an occupation undertaken for a significant period of a person's life with opportunities for progress. So career is not something you jump into. Career is something that there must be a thought process before you arrive at a career path. Some of the pertinent questions you need to ask yourself before you arrive at before you make up your mind to pursue a particular career is that, what are the things that I love to do? Even if I have to do it for free, what are the things that excites me? Am I a fast learner? Do I enjoy sitting down for long hours coding? Do I enjoy solitary confinement, thinking through? Do I have these analytical skills to think through questions and provide solutions? Outcome of this will enable you to identify a particular area of IT to focus on. IT professionals are like the go-to person in any organizations. So you must be a very versatile person for you to be able to want to end up with a career in IT. So what are the basic things you need to have to be able to dive into career in IT? Number one, from secondary school, you need to have maybe come up as a science student, although we've seen now that a lot of students come from other fields to dabble into IT. And to do that, you need at least to have 5 credits, including maths and English, and a combination of other science subjects like economics, agri, geography, physics, and biology. With that, you'll be able to get an education in IT that will serve like an entry point to maybe like an OND or a bachelor's degree or a diploma. And on top of that, you could get certified in some specific areas like getting a Microsoft certification, like getting an Oracle certification, getting certification in Microsoft and Amazon Web Services, and so on. So you need to get an education first. Then 2, you need to be very inquisitive. You need to be very eager to learn. You don't get contented with the status quo. You have to have a flair for reading. For example, if you are gifted 100 MB of data, what will you do with it? Will you just chat away on Facebook, or you will use this to read and study articles that will get you grounded in the field of IT? And finally, you need lots of creativity and imagination. Working in IT requires you to be a thoughtful problem solver and a host of other things. Thank you.
Yes, let me pick the last word. You can be a problem solver. Everybody wants to be a problem solver. There are so many problems, and what actually makes you stand out or be an entrepreneur or be good at what you do is when there is something that really needs attention and you are finding a solution to it. So we've learned about the subjects we are meant to take very important in secondary school, maths, physics, and the like. So we just have to, I have this goal of saying, if you want to be good, then you have to be at your best. So when it's time for you to fall back, it's easy for you to fall in between, like the better aspect of it. So for me, no, I would like, if someone asked the question here also, saying, is it possible to be a web developer and a programmer?
Yes, it is. In fact, a web developer is like a subset.
Did you get my question?
Yes, I did. And I've said that a web developer is like a
Miss
subset.
Noah.
Hello, can you hear me? Oh, okay. Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. So I'm saying that a web developer is like a subset of an application developer. So they build for the internet. Just like the mobile app developer develops for mobile devices like a phone, a tablet, and so on. So a web developer is the subset of an application developer.
So it's more like they are inclined.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for the clarification. So I know this question will actually go to both of you. So I want both of you to give a perspective of what you think about it. I have questions here talking about gender balance, how you manage work-life balance, managing your career, your life. Like that's the question every lady in the STEM world, in a career that is male dominating, gets every day. People will be like, you get married, how do you manage your children? How do you manage your life? So busy, get lost and all. So I wanted to give that clarification. How can we manage? I'll start with her, then Ms. Fatima will take it from there.
Okay, I really like talking about this issue, how to create the work-life balance for girls and women, considering that the priority in our communities is to graduate and get married and start a family and having kids and stuff. So to be honest, it's not that easy, especially if a girl wants to prioritize her career, but it's doable. It's not impossible. We have endless opportunities in ICT. So a girl can work on a freelance basis, on a part-time basis. She even can work from home. Some corporates offer work from home opportunities. For example, in such a time, I've been working from home for more than 3 months now. I work in a corporate at Dell Technologies. So the internet made it possible to try to create this balance. You can still be at home, take care of your children while taking care of your career as well. Also, if you want to develop yourself, develop your technical skills, there are many online opportunities you can enroll in, like online courses or even online degrees, masters and PhD. Some of them are even for free. It's and managing kids for any career is hard. So
Okay, thanks for
Being a mother is another full-time job.
thanks for sharing your insights. So I want to get Miss Fatima's perspective of this.
Okay, being married with children and still upholding a career in IT is not easy. But then you will be able to achieve this by being highly disciplined. You know, it's like you will really need to go out of your way to say that I don't want to let go of my career, and then my family is equally important to me. And you will be very lucky. This will be fairly easy for you if you have a supporting family who can help out in times of need. I've had to step down on some career moves just because I need to stabilize my family. And I never regretted that. And I never regretted it. Which is one of the reasons why you see that by the time you move up the ladder, you see less women, because a lot of them, they even have more responsibilities than men in these instances, because they will take care of the family and then take care of the office front. But I tell you, it's achievable. You just need to be determined, you need to be disciplined, and map out your priorities. And I'm sure that definitely you will be able to succeed at both ends. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I remember, although I'm still growing up, so that's mean I've gotten to the peak of it. I remember someone telling me you have to choose one. Is it your family or your career? How do you manage? How do you balance? And there's this fear and there's this thing that every lady hears when you are getting to the top of the ladder. And they're like, you have to do twice as more. And one thing that people really don't understand is we are actually doing more. You said earlier, managing the family, getting things done at work, and every other thing. So I think I give kudos to the ladies out there. I'm so proud of it, of the achievement of everybody who is the female gender is doing it. So I know I've had several questions from YouTube, and they are quite funny, but I know it's not bad because no question is every question deserves to be answered. So there's one question saying, how can I be a lawyer and a computer engineer at the same time, or maybe a programmer? But there's another one saying, is it possible to be a lawyer, a doctor, and a computer engineer at the same time? What it entails, what it takes to take up this field.
Okay. I believe that.
So, Mr. Ma, can you start that up? Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
I guess I've missed the last part of your question, but I will respond to the part I've listened to. So I believe that degrees are not that important like before. I've seen lawyers who are working as system admins and many other people are shifting their careers to ICT fields. So it's not that hard anymore. You don't have to have a bachelor degree in computer science or computer engineering to work in the ICT field. Many people are now self-taught. So you can, if you're determined and eager to learn, you can learn more in a year, for example, than you can learn in college. So if you have specific goals or specific web development, mobile development, you can learn more if you give from your time to learn the theory and practice on your own. And if you start, for example, to do some freelance jobs, you can learn from this experience and gain more experience, and then you can, for example, apply to full-time jobs or continue working as a freelancer. So as I said, shifting careers is not that hard anymore. Anyone can do it. Anyone can still join the ICT fields. And we have, for lawyers, there's a field for ICT lawyers now, and cybersecurity crimes and stuff. So you can be. Thank you.
So yes, I like the fact that you said that these girls can actually do one or two things at the same time, taking up freelance jobs and every other thing. So I saw Miss Fatima nodding when you were saying it. So I just want her to add more, to add something to that.
Okay, so the IT world now has become so invasive that it has practically entered into every other field of specialty. There is no field that you see right now. There's no field of endeavor, a career path that you see now that there's no IT path to it. You see medical doctors now who are machine learning engineers who write codes to predict or diagnose ailments in patients. You see lawyers now who can code, who can write codes to give judgments. You understand? So IT field has practically touched base with every other field of specialty. So there's no boundary. So you can see doctors who are coders. You will see lawyers who are coders. You will see people you see accountants who write banking application software. You understand? So every other field of thought has been merged with IT, and it's very easy for people to swing in and out of fields right now. Like it's very easy to do right now that it used to be in the olden days. And to make it a lot easier, you see the likes of MITs having open courses for people to take online. So without actually going to the four walls of a university, you can become a degree holder in any other field. So it's fairly easy for people now to get into a lot of other fields. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma. So girls out there, I'm sure you can see it's not about working twice as hard. Now you can actually work even 5 times as hard as they're expected to, since we have interest in becoming lawyers and doctors and still manage this media and IT space. So some people were asked, okay, I guess one asked that, how can we involve girls in the primary school about ICT? Because I know most times, most people interact with the secondary school students. Maybe we feel those children are too small to learn or something. So like, what can schools, what can the government, what can teachers do? So this is going to be like an ending statement. So like just an encouragement to both the parents, the teachers, the government, and every other person. So I'll start with Ms. Fatima, then Ms. Noha will take over afterwards.
Okay, so now, for example, in my children's school, they have computers club. You understand? So introduction of such gatherings for students at that age, they are forced to start learning about what goes on in the ICT world. Now they have tablets that they use for their studies. They give them their notes on it. So at that tender age, they have been introduced to what goes on. They are exposed. My 6-year-old daughter knows how to use my mobile phone than I do. So they practically, they have that knowledge thrown at them from every facet of life. So there's no way, there's no turning back. They've incorporated it into the curriculums of secondary school, even primary school, even nursery school right now. They have computer studies as a subject that they teach. So that has been engraved into their learning curriculum. So as they grow up, they are growing with ICT. Thank you.
Okay, ma. So over to Ms. Noha.
Yes, I agree that children are very exposed to technology with its two sides, the good and bad ones. So I believe that we need to embed in our education for children how to stay safe online. That's the basic thing before learning other stuff about technology. Um, how to stay safe online and what we can use the internet for instead of spending most of our time on social media. I have no objection with social media, but there are many uses for the internet other than spending time on online games and social media. Um, Also, governments can start to use the tech tools with teaching children about any subject. For example, stop printing books and using applications on their tablets or their books. Teaching them how to create an email and how to use it. These are the basics, but they're essential. And I've seen some corporates start to do some efforts with teenagers, not primary schools, but kids are very smart and we need to invest in this. I've also seen some efforts with organizing coding camps for kids and robotics courses. So these are amazing efforts, and so mainly invest in kids and encourage them to learn more about the opportunities they can have. I've seen teenagers learn how they already have jobs. They have already established their careers by learning how to code. So it's not about age anymore. It's about investing in these kids to be pioneers in the ICT fields.
Thank you very much for sharing that. Yes, I like the aspect where you made mention of we being cautious of what they have access to, because yes, I know I've had several experiences when you get to open the internet and you get these pop-ups that are not related to what exactly you want to do. And we know kids can be so inquisitive. So I guess this message goes to the parents, guardians, and schools that are willing to expose our children to this at the early age. So this goes by the slogan, catch them young, let them get involved at an early stage. Let this inclusion be there. So to give a summary of all what has been said earlier on, I know some people have been asking questions about subjects, about the ICT world. So as earlier said that the sciences, the maths, very important. You get sure English, you need the languages also. Physics, chemistry. These are more related when you get to secondary school. Primary school, I know we have like the general subject for everybody. Then secondary school, you have to go to the science classes where you get inclined with your physics, chemistry. You have computer sciences. I think even there's computer, there's ICT. There's so many ways kids are being exposed. Science, engineering, and open to every gender. And we are calling on females to join us in this work. I promise it's going to be an interesting one. You've seen ladies who are top in their field. They did not just start from where we read their profiles. They started from this class. They started from a particular level, so they got to where they are. So I think we need to get mentors to encourage ourselves. Look out for people. Mentors might not actually be someone you have side by side, someone you like, which them, but people I can look up to on the internet, check out what their achievements, things they've done, how they've grown, and how they've developed themselves to get to this stage. We've heard that there are so many courses, and now this COVID era is even a time when all of us can make use of this opportunity. There might be no reason for us to go out in a while. Everyone is going virtual. There are courses on Udemy, even on LinkedIn, Allison, so many learning opportunities. Like even schools are going virtual. I saw my nieces and nephew having classes online. So having classes online is quite insightful, and I'm happy that we are open to so many changes and so many opportunities. So thank you very much, Ms. Noha and Salami, for joining us. I can see Ms. Sharifa is still online with us. Thank you for still being a part of this. So I would like to have Mr. Said Balogun, who is the Senior Special Advisor to the Governor in Science and Technology, give us a goodwill message, like 3 to 5 minutes. Let the kids hear what you have to say, since you are advising the governor on science and technology, and that's basically what we're talking about. Let these children know that the government has a lot of things for them at heart. So let's hear from your end. Thank you. Mr. Said Balogun.
Okay, so while we wait for Mr. Said Balogun, we have Miss Mata Alade. Miss Mata Alade is the founder and president, Women in Technology in Nigeria. We are inviting her now to take our own goodwill message. Miss Mata Alade, are you with us, ma'am? Okay, so while we wait for Miss Martha Alade to join us, I want to say thank you to the second panel. You know, that was very, very insightful. That was very, very educating. And of course, I want to believe that a lot of children out there are inspired, and a lot of parents are educated on what they should be doing and how they could manage, you know, being a parent, or being a parent who wants to help their child to be to venture into ICT. And again, I don't know if Miss Martha Alade is ready to join in now to give us a good message. But while we do that, I want to remind every young girl out there that's watching this now that you should see no limitation, like Miss Sharifa Akinwumi told us earlier on. See, just to make sure you're not seeing any limitation, make sure that you see whatever you can do as something that you can do, and you don't see ICT as something hard and that is for the boys. There is nothing like that. If Miss Sharifa Akinwumi can do it, if Miss Fatimah Salami, if Miss Fatimah Salami can do it, if Miss Ashraf Noah can do it, then you can do it. There is absolutely nothing stopping you from being whatever you want to be, from pursuing a career in ICT, from being the best version of whatever you want to be. All you need to do is identify your passion, identify your interest, know where you want to go, get a mentor, like Mutiat said, Mistura said rather. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be somebody who is by your side or something. It could be somebody you're looking up to, you're watching their footsteps, you're looking at what they do. How about you start looking up at people's profile on LinkedIn, look at people who you think inspire you a lot, and start tolling that line, start talking to them. Start a conversation journey for yourself today. So if you find an interest, pursue it, try to make sure that you are not just there, that you are doing something for yourself, and indeed that will be doing something for humanity. Okay, so we're still waiting for Miss Martha Alade to join us. Okay, I am being informed that Miss Martha Alade is with us. Miss Martha Alade is okay. So We're still waiting for her to join us. But while she does that, if you have comments, if you have questions, you can still drop them. And if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please make sure you do that because you're still going to see loads of interesting, educating things about the ICT sector on this page. So subscribe to this channel, like, give a thumbs up, and um, you could drop your comments and all of that. And we will be very willing to see it. I'll be very willing to um, go on this ICT journey career with you. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So while we're still waiting for Martha Alade